fingertips? Right now. Chipped, bitten, maybe perfectly polished. But imagine a world where that flawless, long-sculpted nail was impossible, where broken nails meant shame, not a salon appointment. That world existed, and the key to changing it forever came from a dentist's drill. You heard that right. The multi-billion-dollar acrylic nail industry. The talons flaunted by celebrities, the intricate art adorning millions of hands, began not on a manicurist's table, but in a dental lab. In 1954, Dr. Fred Slack wasn't dreaming of fashion. He was trying to fix a broken thumbnail. Frustrated, he reached for what he knew best: dental acrylic. What happened next was pure accident, a messy, sticky improvisation. But that moment ignited a revolution. It promised strength, length, and a kind of beauty armor women craved. But the real shock, how this dental disaster morphed into a global phenomenon, reshaping beauty standards, creating empires, and sparking fierce debates we're still having today. This isn't just a story about fake nails. It's a hidden history of ingenuity, desire, and the shocking truth about how something born from frustration became an essential part of our visual identity. You'll never look at your tips the same way again. Picture the 1950s manicure. Polished, yes. Often short, practical, flawless length, a fantasy. Women who worked with their hands, nurses, secretaries, mothers, faced a constant battle. Broken nails weren't just inconvenient, they were seen as unkempt, a sign of poor grooming. The pressure for perfect presentation was immense, yet the tools were pitifully inadequate. Nail polish chipped easily. Nails themselves were fragile. If you craved length, you had to grow it yourself, slowly, painstakingly, and pray it didn't snap. Desperation bred bizarre DIY solutions. Some glued tea bags or cigarette paper over tears as makeshift bandages. Others layered clear polish into thick, yellowing shields. Hollywood offered glimpses of glamour, stars like Rita Hayworth with their naturally long ovals. But for the average woman, achieving that look consistently was like chasing a mirage. Long, strong nails were a luxury reserved for the idle rich or the genetically blessed. The beauty industry peddled strengtheners and creams, but they offered marginal help at best. A broken nail meant vulnerability, a chink in the carefully constructed armor of femininity. It could mean hiding your hands during an important meeting, avoiding handshakes, or feeling self-conscious on a date. The need wasn't just cosmetic, it was deeply psychological. A desire for control, for an unblemished facade in a world demanding perfection. Women needed a solution that wasn't just a temporary cover-up, but a reliable, durable enhancement. They needed armor for their fingertips. The frustration was palpable, simmering beneath the polished surface of the era. But how could something so strong, so realistic, possibly be created? The answer lay far from the perfume counters and vanity tables, in a place obsessed with a very different kind of enamel. Enter Dr. Fred Slack, DDS, not a beautician, but a dentist working diligently in his Pennsylvania lab in 1954. His world was teeth drilling, filling, crafting dentures and crowns using methyl methacrylate, a tough, moldable dental acrylic. One fateful day, Fred suffered a workplace mishap familiar to anyone who's ever caught a nail on a drawer. He ripped his own thumbnail down to the quick. Painful, annoying, and for a dentist who relied on dexterous hands, a real problem. Frustrated, staring at the damaged nail, Fred had a flash of ingenuity. He knew dental acrylic was strong, adhesive, and could be shaped. Why not use it to patch his nail? He mixed the liquid monomer and powdered polymer, the basic components of dental acrylic, and carefully applied the paste to his broken nail, sculpting an extension. It hardened, it stuck, it worked. Eureka, not quite. The initial repair was crude, thick, and likely smelled medicinal, but it held, more importantly, it sparked an idea. Fred saw potential beyond a quick fix. He started experimenting on his own nails, refining the mixture, improving the shaping. But here's the critical pivot. Fred wasn't alone. He brought his brother Tom Slack into the loop. Tom wasn't a dentist, he had a business mind. While Fred focused on the chemistry and application, Tom saw the commercial possibility. They realized this wasn't just for broken nails. It could create entirely new nails. length, strength. On demand, they dubbed their creation new nails, or nail formers. The process was still rudimentary. Messy liquid and powder applied directly onto the natural nail plate, shaped with dental tools filing required. It wasn't glamorous salon work yet, but the breakthrough was undeniable. They had invented the first viable acrylic nail extension. They patented the system and started marketing it primarily to dentists. Their initial vision was for dental professionals to offer it as an ancillary service. But the real explosion, the moment this dental accident truly entered the beauty mainstream, required another leap. It needed someone to see its potential not as a medical repair, but as a beauty revolution. That shift was coming, and it would change millions of fingertips forever. The Slack brothers had the product, but selling acrylic nails through dentists was like trying to market lipstick at a hardware store. Adoption was slow. The real catalyst for turning acrylics into a beauty staple arrived in the early 1970s, spearheaded by a visionary. Pat Slack, Fred's wife, she saw the potential, not for repair, but for adornment, for expression. Pat began demonstrating the system at beauty shows, targeting nail technicians and cosmetologists. This was the crucial pivot. She understood the salon was the natural home for this innovation. Around the same time, another key figure emerged. Dr. Stuart Nordstrom, he founded a company called Creative Nail Design, further refining the liquid and powder system, making it more user-friendly for manicurists and developing dedicated products that were safer and more aesthetically pleasing than dental acrylics. The 1970s disco era provided the perfect cultural launchpad. Glamour was in, boldness was in. Suddenly, long, strong, dazzling nails weren't just possible. They were desirable. Salons began offering acrylic overlays and extensions. Innovations accelerated. The invention of plastic nail tips in the late 70s, early 80s was a game changer. Instead of building the entire extension from scratch with acrylic, technicians could glue on a preformed plastic tip and then overlay it with acrylic for strength and shaping. This made the process faster, more accessible, and easier to learn. The industry boomed. Nail schools proliferated. Magazines featured celebrities sporting dramatic acrylics, but the cultural adoption wasn't uniform. Acrylic nails found an incredibly passionate and entrepreneurial home within communities of women of color, particularly Black and Vietnamese American communities. For many Black women, elaborate nail art became a powerful form of self-expression and cultural identity, turning fingertips into canvases. Vietnamese immigrants, often facing barriers in other fields, embraced nail technology, opening salons and becoming dominant forces in the industry, making professional nail services affordable and widespread. By the 1990s, acrylics were ubiquitous. From the subtle French manicure popularized in the 70s, but perfected on acrylic tips, to the outrageous claws of hip-hop videos, they were embedded in global beauty culture. What started as a dentist's clumsy patch job was now a sophisticated, multifaceted industry. But with such explosive growth and cultural penetration, unexpected ripples were inevitable. This invention didn't just change nails, it began changing lives, economies, and even bodies in ways no one could have predicted. The rise of acrylic nails wasn't just a beauty trend. It was a seismic shift with profound, often contradictory consequences. Positively, it created a massive new economic engine. It offered relatively low-barrier entrepreneurship, particularly for immigrant communities. Vietnamese-owned nail salons, in particular, became community staples across the U.S. and beyond, providing livelihoods for thousands of families. For many women, mastering nail technology became a path to financial independence. Beyond economics, acrylics empowered self-expression. They became a vital art form, especially within Black culture, where intricate designs, vibrant colors, and dramatic lengths pushed boundaries and celebrated individuality. Nail art became a language, a statement of confidence and creativity. However, the negative consequences emerged with equal force. Health concerns became a major issue. The strong chemicals in liquid monomer and filing dust posed risks. Prolonged, unprotected exposure led to respiratory problems, skin allergies, and potential long-term health issues for technicians working long hours in poorly ventilated salons. clients faced risks too. Fungal infections from improper application or lifting, allergic reactions, and significant damage to the natural nail plate if acrylics were removed incorrectly or worn excessively long, leading to thinning, brittleness, and pain. The pressure to have perfect nails also intensified unrealistic beauty standards. What started as an enhancement became, for some, a perceived necessity, adding another layer of expense and maintenance to the beauty routine. Socially, elaborate nails sometimes attracted judgment or stereotypes, unfairly linking them to lack of professionalism or certain socioeconomic groups. Furthermore, the environmental impact grew. Acrylic nails aren't biodegradable. Millions of nail tips, acrylic scraps, and disposable files ended up in landfills. The chemical waste from salons also became a regulatory concern. The industry also faced labor issues, with reports of exploitation and poor working conditions in some salons, highlighting the need for better regulation and worker protections. The invention meant to solve the problem of weak nails had spawned new problems: health hazards, environmental concerns, and intensified societal pressures. It was a stark reminder that innovation rarely travels in a straight line. It creates complex webs of benefit and burden. Yet, despite these challenges, the demand never waned. Why? Because the fundamental allure, transformation, strength, art, proved incredibly powerful. Today, the acrylic nail is more than a beauty staple. It's a cultural and economic powerhouse. The global nail care market is valued in the tens of billions, with acrylics remaining a core segment alongside gels and dips. Social media, particularly Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest, has supercharged nail art, turning talented technicians into global celebrities. Intricate designs, 3D embellishments, and extreme lengths showcase artistry unimaginable to Dr. Slack in his dental lab. Acrylics remain popular for their unmatched durability and strength, especially for dramatic lengths or specific shapes. The industry continues to innovate, developing lower odor monomers, safer formulations, and more efficient application techniques responding to past health concerns. Culturally, nails are firmly established as a vital accessory and art form. They are dissected on red carpets, inspire fashion collections, and are integral to personal branding. What does this story teach us? It reveals the unpredictable path of innovation. A solution devised for one problem unlocked a solution for a deep-seated, unarticulated desire. It underscores human ingenuity, the ability to repurpose existing technology in a radically new context. It highlights the power of iteration. From Fred Slack's crude patch to Pat Slack's salon vision to plastic tips and modern art, constant refinement fueled adoption. Crucially, it demonstrates the profound ripple effects of seemingly small inventions. Acrylic nails didn't just change fingertips. They created jobs, empowered communities, launched art movements, sparked health debates, and reshaped global beauty norms. They show how a simple act of problem-solving can cascade through society, generating both immense opportunity and complex challenges. The journey from dental lab to salon chair is a masterclass in how necessity, accident, persistence, and cultural currents collide to turn a niche fix into an everyday essential. The legacy isn't just in the salons, it's in the confidence of millions who wield their beautifully adorned hands. This story teaches us that groundbreaking ideas often bloom in unexpected places, born from frustration and a dash of accidental genius. It shows how solving a small personal problem can ripple out to transform lives, economies, and culture on a massive scale. The next time you admire a set of stunning nails, remember the dentist, the salon pioneers, and the artists. See it as a testament to human ingenuity, the power to reshape our world one small innovation at a time. What's your most memorable nail experience? Did acrylics ever empower you or surprise you? Share your stories in the comments below. If uncovering the hidden histories behind everyday objects fascinates you, give this video a thumbs up. It helps us keep digging. Subscribe to Brand Anatomy and hit the bell. We explore the surprising journeys of the ordinary objects that define our lives, revealing the human drama woven into everything we touch. You never know what secret history we'll uncover next.